Alright guys, today's historic Brawl video I got for you. I got Vivien on the Hunt, a 6 mana planeswalker that when you +2 you can sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's mana value. Put it on the battlefield and then shuffle. You can +1 to mill 5 cards, then put any number of creature cards milled this way into your hand. And you can -1 to create a 4/4 Rhino Warrior creature token. So this deck is going to be more focused on our +2, where we kind of go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then so forth. So with that in mind, we have a few 1-drops that kind of enable us and kind of get us going. Llanowar Elves to ramp into Kamiya Bamboo Groves can put a land on the field for us. Pelt Collector can get bigger with our bigger creatures. Sacred Sanctuary can draw us cards. Adventurous Impulse can get us a land or a creature into our hand. Elvis Visionary can draw us a card when it enters the battlefield. Godlike Readers can ramp us. Hurricane Intervention for protection. Don't even know how to pronounce that, I'm not going to try, but it ramps. Paradise Druid ramps. Prosperous Innkeeper can give us some life and ramp with a treasure token. Ravenous Pursuit can fight and make a creature in our hand bigger, depending on the overpowered value. Regrowth can return a card from our grave to our hand. Scavenging Ooze can get bigger and has a little bit of graveyard hate, which is nice. A Search of Greatness is kind of like what Vivien does in a different kind of way. Based at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell from your hand with mana value 1, or mana value equal to 1 plus the highest mana value among creatures or permanents you control. You can play it without paying your mana cost. If not, you can get a scry. So with our 1 to 2, 2 to 3 theme that we're going here, that should happen more often than not. Where with Pack Leader, can draw some cards. Finale of Devastation, can search any card in our grave or library, put it on the field, and then if it's X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until the end of turn. So it's kind of like Craterhoof Behemoth in a way. The card that we'll probably search for the most with this, if we don't do X value 10 or more, would probably be Craterhoof Behemoth, just to kind of close out matches. With that in mind, I don't know if we'll ever actually really play it for 10. Druidic Vow, kind of similar to. You can pay X, search X card. Look at the top X cards of your library, and you may put any number of land or legendary permanent cards with mana value X or less onto the battlefield. There's quite a few cards that we could hit for that. Just say if we paid 6, we could easily get a Kogla, Vorinclex, Hydra, Tolvar, Green Warden, and those come in, they do something. Vorinclex is always so good with Vivien, just to get extra value on the Planeswalker upticks. Hydra can get us a land. Tolvar can get us some tokens if we need to go wide. Ancient Green Warden can play lands from our graveyard, which is nice with Vivien's +1 if we ever use it, because you only put creature cards in your hand, lands go to the graveyard, so this can be a way to get some of those land cards back onto the field. And then, anything else. We can basically search for anything with Druidic Vow, which is nice. Some of the big 3-drops we have are Spring Blue Druid can ramp us. Tireless Provisioner can get us treasure tokens. Champion can get big and make our creatures unblockable. Threshing can get us destroy an artifact or enchantment sometimes if we really need it, but I've been using it mostly just to ramp into a 4. Reclamation Shade can do the same thing, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Lovestruck Beast, just a big blocker. Llanowar Visionary can get us a card and ramp. Cursing Grip can destroy an artifact or enchantment. Garruk's Uprising can give all of our creatures trampling, and if you ever play a creature with power 4 or greater, or whenever a creature power 4 or greater enters the field, we get it to draw 1. Guardian Project, basically it's just our draw engine. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under our control, we get to draw a card. Spirit can ramp us into another land. Toski can get us draws. Garruk can give our big creatures that don't have trampling. Harmonize draws cards. Questing Beast can be unblockable and gets rid of planeswalkers easily. It's also just a nice Vigilance, Death Touch, haste creature. Viper's Fang gives all of our creatures hexproof, and attacking creatures can get Death Touch. You can also pay 1 to untap a creature, which would kind of be nice to kind of as a play if our opponent targets one of our tapped creatures, we can pay to untap it and to give it hexproof, in a way dodge a targeted removal. Solemn is very nice 4-drop. You play it, you get a land, sack it with Vivien, and go into a 5-drop, which can be Giga Saurus or Gigantosaurus. We can also get an Elder Gargaroth, Battle Mammoth, Asia, Thragtusk, or Tender Shoot Dryad, which are pretty solid 5-drops. And if we ever get tired of any of the 5-drops, we can go into our 6-drops like we discussed. If we get tired of our 6-drops, we can go into our 7s, which are Titan of Industry, Exploitive Ancient, ramps as hard. Sun's Avatar is just there if we need some extra life. Thor Mammoth can fight over and over and over. And then our 8-drops are mostly cards that will shut the game down if we get to them. Craterhoof Behemoth can make everything large, give it haste, and then gives a +X to all of our creatures. Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger, can lock up our opponent's land and let us double tap our land essentially for extra mana. Enraged Forerunners can also give all of our creatures trample and vigilance and +2/+2, which is nice, can get us over a lot of opponent's creatures. Galta just gets cheaper with our bigger creatures, which is nice since a lot of our creatures have a lot of power. Same for Great Hinge, which is just more ramp. And then for our lands, we have running snow lands to go with Spirit. Then we have Turn Timber to get into our bigger creatures or look at the top 7 cards of our library if we need to, or if we can play it. Tangled Forhedron can tap for mana. Labyrinth can remove a target attacking blocking creature from combat. Field of Ruin to get rid of certain land cards. Fable Passage to get a land when we need it. Bonder's Enclave can draw us a card if we have a creature with power 4 or greater, which we definitely have plenty of. Lair of the Hydra can get big if we need it to, or it can become a chump blocker if we really need it. Garden can give us a free blocker, so it's a pretty good turn 1 play if we don't have like land or elves or something else in our hand. Who Endures can destroy artifacts, enchantments, or non-basic lands an opponent controls. And Castle can pay 4 to add 6 for a creature spell, which is a lot of what we have. So that's the deck. We are going to get into a couple matches and see how this all plays out. Alright. Going up against Grumgoli, so +1 counter. If that's the case, we definitely can't play with this hand. This hand works. So It's not the best hand, but might be able to get it going. Granted, they might have a lot of removal. I wonder if this is Goblin themed too. That'd be pretty cool. Usually I just see people playing their commander with just good value stuff, good creatures and whatnot. Usually it's not Goblin themed. In my experience, that is. Alright, we'll take it. No point in blocking that. Alright, we'll go for Vivien. Well, -3 it.
I am Scala's vengeance, and I'm coming for you next.
Deals damage. They might have a shock or something. They can get rid of Vivien.
We're gonna tear you apart.
Alright. I think keeping creatures off their side of the field is the game plan. Burning Tree Emissary is good for them. Basically pays for itself. And remove, that's
Anger
fine.
only gets me so far.
So we could go for 2. I feel like we don't want to do that though. We can do this. Keep up Heroic Intervention. If they try to shoot one of our mana dorks down, then next turn we can cast Soul of the Wild. That's fine. They spend their turn playing their commander. No blocks. Let's go for Soul of the Wild. Nice blocker for them. They might not be able to get over it anytime soon. That's fine. I think we could still Kogla. I guess not. So let's go for Visionary, see if we can get a land. We do. So then we can go for Paradise Druid. And we'll swing in with Soul of the Wild. They take it. They're not doing too well on land, so we'll see how much longer they stay in the game. Metallic Mimic. Yes, it is Goblin theme. And we'll just take it. And I think we just go for Kogla. Get rid of their Mimic. And we just attack all in. And see what they got for this turn. Looks like they're missing their land drops though. Frame rates isn't going to do anything for them, unfortunately. That's game. Seagate. I probably would have played my commander right there. Alright, there's our land. Let's... Yeah, we need to use Vivien.
If life can thrive here, it can thrive anywhere.
I don't know if we want to sacrifice anything, given our land situation. Definitely don't want to get rid of Questing Beast yet. So maybe we... I think we mill 5 cards. Because we mill lands like we did.
Look around. Life's everywhere.
We can put Ancient Green Warden down next and play one of those lands. See what they do now. Play the commander. They can discard a card at any point to return it to their hand, and whenever they cast instant or special, they can reveal the top card of their library. If it is a non-land, you may cast it by paying 1, rather than paying its mana cost. It's pretty good value for them. So we can go into a 7-drop if we want to. I think Thorn Mammoth. Get rid of their commander before it starts doing what it wants to do. Let me just make sure the Thorn Mammoth is gonna do what we need it to. Can't remember the power and toughness on it. It's gotta be here somewhere. Alright, we're just gonna have to go based on judgment.
Oh, listen. Something bigger's coming.
Let's see. Tide of Industry might be nice. Alright. You just gotta hope that they don't pop off with their commander next turn, I guess. I thought Thorn Mammoth was a... There's a Battle Mammoth. No, it's not Battle Mammoth. But I thought Thor Mammoth was a 7-drop. Let's see if they block. At least with Nyx Bloom, if they don't get rid of it, we can play a lot of our hand next turn. Including Kogla, which will get rid of their commander at least. That gets rid of their one of their blockers. Tireless Revisioner. It's not going to do much. They need to cast an instant or sorcery to do something. Alright, we get a free turn. We can go for Enray's Forerunner. Oh, that's why we couldn't sack it. I'm so dumb. So all of our mana taps for 3 times as much. So let's go for Champion. Then we'll go for Thorn Mammoth. And this might make them scoop already. We'll get rid of their commander. Because with Champion, we can outgrow their other creatures and make them not able to block. And then we can cast Enray's Forerunners. Should be able to cast. Submit 0. Then we'll put Kogla. And that's game. I think we'll keep this hand going up against Tateyova. This could either go good or bad. Their commander's super high value. Basically gaining life and drawing lands. Or being able to play lands. Drawing cards. They do it all. Additional land. Yeah, just like that. So let's see. We'll go for Tangle. Play Fable Passage. And we'll just swing in for 2. Next turn we can Solemn. If they want to use a spell to get rid of one of our creatures, that's fine too. Rolling Regrowth. At least they're using some of their big ramp spells now, without their commander on the field. I think we go for a Vivien. See if there's a
almost feral about this city.
3-drop we can go for. Sacrifice Tangled.
Oh, listen, something bigger's coming.
I think we'll go for Reclamation Sage and get rid of their Saga. Next turn, Solemn, and then sacrifice it. Alright, they're going to gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Alright, get a castle. So, Solemn. We will search for a basic. Sack him for a 5-drop.
Watch evolution work its magic.
I think we'll go for Dryad. Try to go wider than they can. And then we can foretell Battle Mammoth. Next turn we can sack Reclamation Sage for a 4-drop. Maybe go for Toski. Ancient Greedwater for them. Fortunately, they're not really doing too much. The Kogla might be good next turn. So I might have to get rid of the Tender Suit Dryad. We can also just go for Battle Mammoth and then sacrifice it instead. Which I think we might do. So, add the extra mana. Sacrifice Battle Mammoth.
Any environment.
Grab a Kogla. Fight the Green Warden. Scavenging Ooze. We'll go ahead and get rid of their Green Warden. And then we'll just pass turn. Swing in with the sapling. Even mana open. If they try to pull something else from their graveyard, we can exile it. Alright, I guess that's a reason to sacrifice Dryad. See what 5-drop we want to go into, or 6-drop. Seeing if we have anything else that can fight when it comes in. Augur of Autumn. Great Hinge isn't good. Let's see how we want to do this. We can also... I think we'll go for Tolsky so we can get some cards back in our hand.
Well, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
And then we will swing in. Creature cards. They don't have any in their graveyard. We have a couple in ours. Didn't think about that either, so that makes them all 3/3s again. Alright. We're gonna draw a bunch of cards now. That just about figures. I think we'll just keep our hand like this for now. Make them think we got something. And put a stop on their end step to remember to hit the Great Hinge. River's Rebuke would absolutely destroy us right now. It's a really big counter to this deck overall. Mass Manipulation. Let's see. That's cool for them.
Let's rumble.
You can still win if you get like a Crater Hoof. Elder Gargaroth. Let's see. Get Seraph. Return the Wild Speaker will be nice. So we'll just keep trying to draw. Let's see. We can make them get rid of a lot. Actually, I think at this point we don't even bother with the Planeswalker. We don't have any mana for use, so we should keep it back. Next turn, we can maybe just go for the non-human +3 and just swing everything. They'll have to block if they don't do anything big this turn. Growth Spiral. They have to have something in their hand by now. Cavalier of Thorns. It's a great card for them. Another great card for them.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
So we have Elder Gargaroth,
The land shall
Kogla.
conquer you.
I mean, we make some pretty big creatures next turn. They have quite a few tapped creatures now.
We're gonna knock you down.
If we can get something like one of our 7 drops, 7 or 8 drops, we can probably pull this out. Or a way to search for them. Titan of Industries, very nice. Let's see. We can put a shield counter and probably on Elder Gargaroth. Any of these artifacts or enchantments. We can also get rid of another blocker. So, destroy target enchantment, put a shield counter. Then we give everything +3/+3. Then we swing everything at them and see how this goes. Let's create another blocker just in case. We get rid of their Saga. They have a lot of damage coming out of them, and it's all of it has Death Touch except for Elder. Let's say it's been a good match, even if we don't win here. With all this had trample. But this will get rid of a lot of their cards. And they can't really block with the wild because they'll lose it. Or if they block it with Elder Gargoyle, they won't lose it, but maybe they don't realize that. Come on. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Doesn't look like it was enough to kill them. But it does get rid of a lot of their cards. Maybe they'll deck themselves out. And that's game. Almost had it. Alright guys, that's the deck. There's a few things I would want to change. I would think we could drop a few cards. Maybe some more of the slightly higher end or some of our 2-drops in order to put another land or two in. It felt like we were missing our land drops and that was kind of slowing us down when we really needed to ramp into our bigger stuff. Especially ramp into Vivien. But other than that, I think the deck performed pretty well. As you can see, it has a lot of options depending on the situation. If you know your deck, and obviously through the videos you kind of could tell that I still had a little bit to learn. You can, go with 2 or 3 to a 4. I think Solemn's a really good example of a card that works well in this kind of deck. Sacking it as when it comes in to go into a 5-drop, which are all pretty decent, and drawing a card and playing a land on the same turn that it came in. Sacred Sanctuary was also pretty well. So there's a lot of little things that work pretty well in the deck. I think for anyone who is looking to make this deck, I think Kogla is a must-have. And Great Hinge, of course. I think any green deck should have Great Hinge in it, or anything running green should have the Great Hinge in it. But yeah, we're going to leave it there for now. I also want to say that any commanders that you see on this channel, they're not going to just be one video. There's likely going to be times where I play the same deck maybe slightly tweaked to a different type of theme, or maybe the exact same deck just because I really enjoy playing it. So if you have any interest in certain commanders and you want to see more of the same commander, you can just let me know and I'll be glad to upload more videos on one specific commander. Uh, and if that's also something you're into, stick around with the channel, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.